Afternoons with pancreatitis. Well, what does that mean? Sorry, it's dark, but this is how it is in the afternoons. My husband and I kind of call it the pancreas hour. I usually feel best in the morning and early afternoon, and I can get more, whatever I need to accomplish for the day, that's when I need to get it done. Because by 2 or 3 p.m. every day, my pain, and it starts increasing. It may just be almost at the point in the morning where I don't even realize it's there. It's so minimal, but it'll start becoming nagging and annoying around 2 or 3 p.m. Regardless of whether I've done my yoga, whether I've done my acupressure, whether I've done anything, it's going to start nagging more. It doesn't always matter what I've done in the morning. Obviously, if I do more at physical activity, the pain's going to be worse. But I could be sitting around all morning doing nothing, and it's still going to start hurting worse about 2 or 3 p.m. My nausea also will start increasing about this time. So I end up with pretty severe nausea by 3 or 4 o'clock. It's starting to get really bad, and I have to medicate for the nausea for sure. I actually medicate earlier in the day because I'll have mild nausea even when I get up, and I'll go ahead and medicate for it to try to keep it from getting too bad. It's kind of one of those stay ahead things. But yeah, so I have the pancreas hour, whereas other people have happy hour or cocktail hour. I have the pancreas hour. But once it starts, it's pretty much gonna go until I go to bed. And so what I have found is that somebody said to me one day, they're like, you spend a lot of time in bed. I actually do spend a lot of time in bed, because once this hits, I'm not comfortable sitting up and doing anything. I really just want to rest. I need to lay down and relax and stretch out. And so that's what I do. I come to my room and I get in my bed, and I usually, if it's winter, I'm lighting the fire. I have the TV on. Over here I have my Valentine's tree, so that I have things in my room to look at to entertain me. And I also have my TV with my Netflix and everything else. I have books to read, and I have craft projects and stuff on the bookcase in here. So whatever I feel like doing, I can do from the comfort of my bed, stretched out, and letting my pancreas kind of chill out a little bit. Usually by this point, if I'm going to be the one cooking dinner, like right now I have a low-fat gumbo with chicken and turkey sausage cooking in the slow cooker. I'll put it on earlier in the day when I'm feeling good, so that I'll have dinner by night and not have to worry, because after this point of the day, I'm not up to standing. Now, you may say, well, you look like you feel pretty good. But anybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty much a smiling, laughing person most of the time anyway. But if I were to get up and start walking around, my pain and nausea would really be, it'd be very evident. It's like, oh God. When I have to get up just even to go to the restroom or something, I'm like, just please don't let me throw up. Like, getting up and moving stirs everything up. So I like being able to just sit here and chill. I've taken my afternoon nausea meds, so that's being controlled for the most part. And I've not taken pain meds because I avoid them at all costs. So I'd rather lay here and rest than have to take an opioid or anything like that. So that is a last-ditch effort for me, is to take an opioid. So I will rest first. I actually just got through doing acupressure on my foot, which helps decrease pain. And if that fails, I'll usually use something over the counter before I'll ever resort to an opioid. Anyway, and then we have what's called witching hour. And the witching hour is at 3 a.m. I don't know what it is about my body and 3 o'clock. 3 p.m., 3 a.m. My pancreas hates 3 o'clock, no matter when it is. But I very often wake up around 3 a.m. with pretty severe pain and nausea. It's not uncommon at all. if I go to bed before midnight, it's almost a guarantee that I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. with pain and nausea. The way I can sometimes prevent it is by taking nausea medicine right before I go to bed. So I tend to do that, especially because I still work. So when I'm going to be working the next day, I'll always take my nausea medicine before I go to bed, so that I can try to get a full 8 hours sleep. But I don't like taking the medicine unless I have to. So if I'm not working the next day, I will try to get by not having to take it if I can. And if I wake up in the middle of the night and have to take it, then I just do. Yeah, I would really like to get rid of the witching hour. I'd like to sleep. But anyway, so I am doing my IV meds right now, which, you know, I have a port. And I did IV fluids last night. So I'm pretty hydrated today for the most part. I can do more IV fluids if I need to, but I use them sparingly. And that's really it. I want people to realize that just because you have a chronic disease, just because you have to change your lifestyle, doesn't mean there's not quality in your life. So I know I'm pretty much resigned to, if we want to go out to eat, we do it at lunchtime, because we know that most evenings I will not fill up to going to a restaurant. So anything we want to do, we do in the morning or early afternoon, like going to the bookstore, going out to eat lunch, going shopping, anything like that, because by 2 or 3 p.m., I've got to lay down and rest the pancreas. So anyway, that's really it. There's joy in life. I have joy from my bed. I've got things set up in here that I actually lead a full life in here when I'm in here. So I spend half the day. When I'm feeling well, I never stay in here. When I'm feeling well, I'm going to be out in the living room or out shopping or doing something to get out of here. So I mix the environment. But when I do need to be in here, I just do. And it's just part of life. But I'm still living my life. My life isn't over just because I spend part of it in here. Yeah? So life is, you get out of life what you put into life. Does that make any sense? You got to make your life. It's not just going to happen for you. You got to make it. You got to make it happy. So you can either choose to be depressed about your situation, or you can choose to find joy in your situation. And I choose to find joy. God, I don't ask God, why me? Because why not me? Why am I any different? God didn't do this to me. It was a birth defect of my pancreatic ducts that caused my chronic pancreatitis. It's just one of those things. We've got so many chemicals in the environment. We've got so much chemicals in our food and everything else. There's no telling what caused the little genetic blip that said, hey, I'm going to grow this weird extra ducts and do some just really funky stuff to her. Who knows? But why not me? But I want God to use me to show that life is still good. And I still believe in God, and I believe that He has plans for me and that He's taking care of me. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to share.